Welcome back. So we've already gone a bit into the invoice creation process. We've discussed a couple of things, that is the new invoice, how to create a new invoice, how to fill in the new invoice, and then we've discussed the requirements of adding a new customer into the system. So we have this is pretty much it, but as one item is left, that is addition of a new service line or product line. So invoice is all that is related to uh, service generation, income generation. So we will be discussing today about a new additional service that we may introduce into the system. I'm referring to it as a service again and again. That is because a long service event is a company that provides services. So our company concern is a service oriented company, so we cannot discuss anything about a product. However, this is also available into the system because we can add a service, we can add a stock, non-stock item, or any bundle item that we intend to add for a new service line, for a new income line item. So we must remember some specific things, that is a type of item that is required, and the name of the item or service that we are going to start, or the income account to which it is charged. There are a couple of other things that, for example, we see here the VAT. We can add in the VAT details at the time of setting up the service line. That will help us to save time in future. So let's dive into it. We will add the new service line item, and for that we specifically need a customer to whom we will be selling it. So let's say we've got this Lube Plumbing customer that is already existing, and that is already available in the system. So you see we've got the customer details. We have not provided any customer email. We've got his billing address. The terms that we have set as default is net 30. Today it shall be the invoice date, and the due date shall be 30 days after the date. The invoice number already generated by the QuickBooks itself. As already discussed, location tag we will be leaving it for the time being, as it is more or less for the advanced reporting purposes. So at the time of invoice generation, that is not really required for us to incorporate. So let's say we've got a new service line, that is a room hire. So you see that as it was available in the customer, we've got an add option over here. QuickBooks is really nice and really easy to navigate. They have really put the concern of the user at their heart, because they understand for a user, they've got an invoice in his hand. Like for example, a practical situation I'm talking about. You are a user, you are going to put in an invoice. You got an invoice from your other staff, referring to it as hey, put it into the system. You've got this invoice, you've got a new invoice, you don't know about the new service. It is all written on the hard copy invoice. So what you do, you get into the system, you record the invoice, you record the customer. Now the new service line that is mentioned on the hard copy invoice, you just need to add it into the system. So they do not make a fuss out of it like QuickBooks. They really consider the rigorous process that an accounting staff is going through. So they make it easiest. They have tried to make it as simple as possible for the staff to operate the system. So coming back to the screen, you see that there are products and service information that we need to incorporate. Stocks, non-stock, service, bundle. These are the four different service information or product information that we can put into. As we already discussed, this is a service company. We will be adding a service line item. So you see that the name room hire that we already entered into the system, item service code. If you want to define it, you can define it over here. Category and class you can also mention for the purpose of reporting. Description, yes, definitely I'm selling this service to the customer. Sale price, so the sale price per rate, for instance, for considering the service line that I'm offering, that is a room hire. So this means that I'm providing a room and I'll be charging a specific rate for it. For let's say we've got £60 for it. The income account, definitely it must go into the services. It doesn't have anything else to go into. So inclusive of tax or exclusive of tax, we maintain it as it is. Taxes, we enter 20% over it. So it's pretty much the basics that are required for this to define. We've already defined it. We will just save and close it. So you see that the service room hire service room hire saved. Okay, so the product service room hire that's incorporated over here, we added it. The quantity, it says 1, rate 60, total £60, 20%, and you can see it adds up to £72. So let's say we've got a quantity of 8. It goes up to 480, and the total adds up to £576. So that's it. We've added the new service line item, we've defined the rate, we've defined whether it has a VAT on it, and we have calculated an invoice as per the hard copy provided to us by our staff. So we will just save and close it. In fact, yes, save and close it. That's it. We've got the invoice generated into the system. So this is pretty much it. As I already mentioned, that the QuickBooks have a really good and nice navigation process. So it really caters to the demands of the user, and it really helps you through the process. So this is it for the time being. We will catch up in the next lecture. Thank you very much.